honor of Valentine's Day, I decided today I'm going to rank the fashion of some rom-com icons. I made my own tier list, of course. Bottom tier is I love her movie, in theory. This is gonna be the spot for the girls that I know of, but I haven't watched their movie. So like, I would probably love it, but I haven't seen it. Next one is she has her own aesthetic. So this is gonna be the spot for the gals that have an aesthetic, it just doesn't match with mine. Middle one is I love her, which is pretty self-explanatory. I love her, but you know, she doesn't stand out. Next, we've got I'm dressing like her for Halloween, and I can also put the people that I've dressed up as in this category, and the people that I would consider dressing as, because I take Halloween very seriously. And then top tier is I want to live in her skin. Not only do I love her fashion, I love her life, I love everything about her. The first icon we've got is Vivian Ward from Pretty Woman. I actually haven't watched Pretty Woman. I didn't even know what it was about up until now, but of course I've seen her like iconic outfit, that dress with the thigh-high boots. I've seen it all over. So not a strong start to the video. I am gonna have to put her in I love her movie, in theory. Next, we've got Kat from 10 Things I Hate About You. I love this movie so much. I love her, and I love basically all the characters. So I'm gonna have to put her in I want to live in her skin. She wears a lot of different outfits, and like her style isn't revolutionary, but she owns it, and she's really confident, and I want that. Next up is Andie Anderson in How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. She is stunning in that yellow dress. I mean, I love that yellow dress. I would buy it if I actually had somewhere to wear it to, which I don't. But the fact that she had a polka dot dress with a matching bag, I mean, I love bags, so that's a win for me, even though the dress wasn't exactly the cutest. I like how laid back her style is, so yeah, definitely top tier. Now we've got Jenna in 13 Going on 30. I actually did dress as her, like this past Halloween. I found the dress at a thrift store, and I mean, I think I did pretty well. So she definitely has to go in the I'm dressing like her for Halloween tier. Next up, we've got Donna from Mamma Mia, Here You Go Again. I actually haven't seen any of the Mamma Mia movies. They seem fun, like the plot seems fun, and obviously they're popular for a reason, so they're probably wonderful. But I am gonna have to put her in the I love her movie in theory tier because again, I haven't seen it. It does seem really fun, and her fashion is like very beachy, so I definitely think I'll be watching it before the summer, probably right as spring and summer hit, because I feel like this movie is just like perfect for it. Next up, we have Giselle from Enchanted, and I don't know if she's like a rom-com icon, but I'm gonna include her in this because I think she's just so cool. Like, she makes her own clothes, and I feel like that's like gonna up her a couple tiers. So I'm gonna have to put her in I'm dressing like her for Halloween, because if I were to dress like her, it would probably be like the wedding dress or like the teal one, not the purple one that she wears at the end of the movie, even though I know it's supposed to like show maturity, and that's why it's not like her other dresses, but quite frankly, it's just not as pretty, and I stand by that. And of course, we have to include Cher from Clueless. She is the fashion icon. She has so many clothes, and I feel like she is just a style icon regardless in terms of like Halloween or real life. That being said, I did in fact dress like her for Halloween. I dressed like the closet scene where she's like, I don't have anything to wear. So she's gonna go in the I'm dressing like her for Halloween tier. Next, we've got Andrea in The Devil Wears Prada. I am gonna be honest, I did have to look up her character's name in the movie because I just always am like, oh, Anne Hathaway. But turns out her name is Andrea. She definitely has New York style, I would say, and I do think she's iconic. That being said, forgive me, I know, I've never watched The Devil Wears Prada. So I am gonna have to put her in I love her movie in theory. Next up, we have John Tucker Must Die, which I feel like not enough people talk about that movie because I think in terms of movies with fashion, it's one of the best fashion in all rom-coms. And I feel like that's not a very popular opinion. I'm not just gonna be focusing on the main character though. I'm gonna be focusing on Kate, Beth, Carrie, and Heather. Those are the names of the 4 icons that rule this movie. They have impeccable 2000s fashion, and for that reason, I'm gonna have to put them in the I want to live in her skin tier. I love each of them. I think they're super iconic. And I mean, John Tucker is super hot. So next up, Elle Woods from Legally Blonde. I almost wanted to put her in She Has Her Own Aesthetic just because her aesthetic is like pink. I would say it's just pink, but I feel like that would be rude, you know? And I think I could see myself dressing up as her with like my cat as like Bruiser. And for that reason, she is going in the I'm dressing like her for Halloween tier. So I mean, Maybe I'll be dressing like her this Halloween. We don't know. Now we've got Sam in A Cinderella Story, and I'm gonna be honest, I feel like the villains of this movie have better fashion than she does. So she's gonna have to go in the she has her own aesthetic tier, because I feel like she's kind of like a tomboy, you know? She's not like other girls. And out of all the Cinderella movies, hers is actually not my favorite. It might actually be like the best one, but in my opinion, the next icon has the best Cinderella movie, and that is Mary from Another Cinderella Story. I know that it's kind of creepy that the male actor is so much older than the female actor. I don't agree with that, obviously. But I mean, the cast was pretty iconic, and I love Selena Gomez. I've always loved Selena Gomez. So when I was younger and I saw this movie, I was like, oh my gosh, I love it. And if I didn't love the movie so much, she'd be going in, and she has her own aesthetic tier. Same with Sam, but you know, she gets points because I love her, and I am biased. So I'm gonna put her in the I love her tier. Now, Mean Girls. I feel like Mean Girls has a similar aesthetic to Legally Blonde, but like Legally Blonde's the more, you know, preppy upscale version of it. That being said, I do think the fashion in Mean Girls is super iconic, but if I'm only gonna be ranking Cady, I can't give her too much props, I feel like, because she did just like steal her fashion from the Mean Girls and they created it. I love her though, so she is gonna go in the I love her tier. Now, one of my favorite rom-coms ever. He's just not that into you. I mean, the cast is impeccable. We know this. I like it. I think it's super underrated. I don't think the fashion in it is though, because I mean, realistically, there's just not that many iconic looks. There's not even that many like good looks in my opinion. I think everything's just, you know, normal. It feels real. Is it good rom-com? Yes. Is it good for fashion inspo? Not in my opinion. But I'm gonna have to say Gigi, I love her. She is going in the I love her tier. Next, we've got Gracie from Miss.Congeniality. I love the movies. That being said, I feel like the main character doesn't love fashion, so it's not really like a fashion movie. And I think Gracie would be okay with me putting her in the she has her own aesthetic tier, because I think she would like to, you know, not be like other girls. Next, we've got Anna in Freaky Friday, and I feel like this is pretty obvious, but she is gonna have to go in she has her own aesthetic tier because, well, she does. I think she rocks it, of course, but you know, it's not my aesthetic. Next, we've got Sally from When Harry Met Sally, and I feel like her fashion is just like very timeless. That being said, I've never watched the movie and I don't know if I will, so she's gonna have to go in the I love her movie in theory tier. And she's actually the last icon that we're ranking today, so this is what my final tier looks like. Let me know if you agree, disagree, if any of these movies are definitely worth the watch. I feel like I'll probably watch most of them that are in like the bottom tier because, you know, they deserve a second chance. It's my fault that I don't see how great they are, you know? That being said, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, I'd appreciate if you gave it a like, comment, or subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. You're just gonna lay right there.